Hello everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the day one coverage of the Magnus Carlsen Invitational, which is part of the Meltwater Champions Tour. Apologies for a bit of delay. First day teething issues, but we are back here. We are live, and we are going to start off with the Anish game right away. This, although this event does not feature any Indians, uh, our adopted kids or YouTube adopted kids, Anish and Raja are playing, and they're paired in the first round itself. So, how long do you think this game is going to last? We are in a pretty equal situation, pretty equal position, and yeah, it doesn't seem like this game is going to last for too long. And as we navigate the teething issues, do make a guess on how long this game is going to last. Anish versus AG. So Anish plays Raja in the first round, and of course he kept making this a lame joke by Anish standards that he's playing against um, taking on, and then he has five difficult opponents, which is Raja in the first round, Ali Reza in the second round, Alan Picho, who qualified through a qualification tournament in the third round, and of course Magnus Carlsen in the fourth round, and uh, Wesley So in the fifth round. And this game is already heading towards a draw. It's extremely equal and one of the shortest games. Still not as short as Magnus against VD, but nevertheless it's close. It's a close competition because I don't think Magnus VD is going to get beaten in the near future. Yeah, it has already ended in a draw. Wow, what an early finish! What an early finish! It hardly took 10 minutes and we already have a result. Meanwhile, in the other games, a quick look at the other games. Alan Picho, who is one of the newcomers to the Champions Chess Tour, is playing against the Minister of Defense, Sergei Karyakin, in the first round. And the position seems slightly better for white. So I do like what Alan has got. Wesley so against Jan Nepomniachtchi. It went in a modern game, a perk modern, and Wesley uh, also looking to be having a nice position. And Levon against Mamadiyaro, Armenia versus Azerbaijan is looking good for Levon. Sorry, yeah, for Levon. I think White is looking good in all these positions. White has a dangerous and menacing attack against Black's king in this position, and um because of this weakness on h6, it's not looking great for Black for the moment. Dubo against Grandulius, and now that my Catalan course is out already, Dubo not in a mood to play Catalan because he's done enough promotion for me. So Not yet, guys, not yet. It will take time, you know. It's not as simple as changing your flag on an online website. It takes time in the real world to change federation. Hikaru against David Anton. It's a Rylopus open variation where black seems to be doing okay. Jordan Van Forest against Magnus Carlsen. Jordan is such an exciting talent. He was the winner of the Tata Steel Masters, and he comes up with these fresh and amazing opening ideas quite often. And finally, Vashya Lagraev against Alireza. This game is going to be quite interesting. Um, White has White has a normal position, I would say. Black is also doing okay, but MVL has been playing ridiculously fast. I remember. I'm only reminded of the February CCT where AD was making relentless fun of MVL speed, and doesn't look like a lot has changed on that front. So yeah, I think that's a good warm up. That's a good introduction of the first round. We'll have the live board. We will have the evaluation bar, and we'll also have the player face cams pretty shortly. We're going through some brief technical issues, this being the first round, but it should get sorted in the next 20 minutes or so. So far, I think the most exciting portion is in the Aronia and Mamedyaro game. Now, Black's king is incredibly weak. Meanwhile, do feel free to point out which game do you want to have a look at. So, until then, this position, this game, it looks like Black is threatening h into g5, but White just continues with bishop d3, for example, and after h into g5, White can take back the pawn because the knight is well supported on g5, and if Black doesn't take this, then White is just going to play something like e5, open himself up against the Black's king. It's not looking great for Black for the moment. White has a significant advantage, and until you point out the game that you want to check, I'm just gonna move around, scroll around the different games. Alan against Sergey is about equal. I think Karyakin is extremely comfortable in these type of positions. He loves these solid positions as Black, and he has everything protected. He has everything defended, and it's a very smooth position that he has. So looking good for Karyakin. Wesley against Nepo. Yeah, I think it's more pleasant for Wesley. So Wesley's sticking to his one e4 repertoire, and I'm not entirely sure until what point he was following his repertoire. But in general, these positions are quite nice for White. But when Black plays h6, I prefer to play f4 myself as White in order to threaten h5. So the point of meeting h4 with h6 is that if White plays h5, then Black can play g5. So I prefer to start with f4 in these positions, and then when Black plays h5, now the knight gets access to the g5 square. So knight f3, knight g5 coming up, and instead Wesley played f3, which doesn't really threaten h5, which is also another way of playing. It's not an inferior way or any such thing. And this was how the game followed. going through quickly to the live position, and now it's about it's close to equal, but I think white still has a slight edge. Knight into d5, knight into d5, and here white has to decide what he wants to do. Well, our stream still hasn't properly started yet, but thank you, Afnan. Yeah, f5 was what I was also thinking about personally. F5, and apart from this, I didn't see any move for white apart from f5. So f5 on the board, and now if black takes c into f5, then white has bishop g5, attacking the queen as well as the rook simultaneously. And here it's clear, it's not clear what black can do. But black should probably just play something like queen c6 and try and get bishop into d4 and knight c3 check and all these moves. Doesn't look great for doesn't look, it looks dangerous for white. White will win some material, but black has some pretty serious compensation. The Alireza game. Now, Alireza's game is something I'm looking forward to the most because he's one of the most exciting young talents in the world. And I've been a big fan of him ever since I started following him. His rise since 2018 has been phenomenal. I remember I played a few Blitz games against him in 2018. I was able to win the first two games, but then he really started showing his strength, and he beat me the next four games. And after that, I haven't really got a lot of chances to play against him because he would be so ridiculously high rated, and I'd be quite far away from his rating, so never really got much of a chance to play against him. But yeah, since then his growth has been phenomenal. I think around 2018 I was around the same level as him. I was we were around 2550, and I think then he increased from 2550 to 2650 extremely early, extremely fast, and usually a lot of people get stuck when they reach 2700, or when they even get to 2600, 2650. It's not so easy to go directly to 2700, but a few people have been able to do this quite successfully, and Ali Reza is one of those rare ones. Magnus was also one such person who got to 2700 extremely quickly. Now, a quick look at Hikaru's game. What's going on in Hikaru and Tenguero? It looks pretty equal to me. Hikaru's king is so exposed that it's not going to be easy for him to do anything. Okay. Back to the Alireza game. It's a typical position. MVL having a significant advantage on time, but on the board, perhaps things are not so clear. It's complex, but I would give a slight edge to Alireza because of how exposed MVL's king is compared to Alireza's. Let's see how this goes about. Just give me a moment while you comment on whom you are rooting for in this tournament. Give, I'm obviously stalling, but yeah, uh, keep keep sending your comments on whom you are rooting for in this tournament while we get this. While we get the basics in place. And apart from Anish and Raja, which player do you want to focus on the most? That's also a question I'm pretty curious about. Anish and Raja pretty much adopted Indians. So apart from them, whom are we rooting for in the Chess 24 India chat? While we have the while we have Alireza on stream now, and Alireza MVL, which is one of the first games that I'm quite curious about, quite excited about, to be honest. I quite like I like Black's position a bit more here. Oh yeah, Hikaru Nakamo. Hikaru, yeah, Hikaru of course. But Hikaru, I think Hikaru's first round is also probably going to be a draw. The most exciting game right now is the game between Aronian against Mohamed Yaro. But apart from those games, sorry, apart from that game, I think everything else is kind of going equalish. Uh, Karyakin is probably going to draw. Anish has already drawn. Wesley So Nepo is also interesting. I like Wesley So's position. He has a slightly better position. But apart from that, nothing much exciting going on. And of course, Jordan against Magnus is pretty interesting so far. So that's also another game to watch out for. It's still in the opening phase and long game ahead. So let's see how it goes. ML is playing incredibly fast. This is something we covered the previous time as well. So knight e2 on the board right now, and knight e2, knight e7, knight g3. Just by the time I finished, and they have already played two more moves. But in terms of question, I don't think Alireza has much to worry about. No, maybe even knight f5 is possible here, exchanging of one of the bishops. The problem is MBL's king is so exposed, it's so vulnerable, and because of this reason, because of how things are, I mean, how White has set up his position so far, It looks slightly more dangerous for MVL compared to how it is for Alireza. And both these players, they live in France. Although MVL is actually from France, he's the French number one. Alireza is the French number two. But I mean, he's not exactly the French number two, but among those who are living in France, he's number two. But he's still officially not part of France. He's neither a part of the French, I mean, the country called France, nor is he part of the French Chess Federation so far. But these guys have played a lot of casual games. They have played a lot of casual blitz. And I've noticed that Alireza is a lot more comfortable against MVL compared to some of the other top guys because, yeah, Knight F5 on the board. I think because MVL's game is built a lot on his ability to bluff, and Alireza calls out these bluffs in a merciless way. Knight into g3, h6 check, king g8, queen into g3, knight e4 is one variation. But here white just goes queen g2. Now this is typical of how MVL plays in general, you know. So he has these little tricks. h5 has been played with the idea of h6 check. If black takes knight into g3, then white intercepts with h6 check. And then after, if the king goes to h7, then after queen into g3, knight e4, queen f3, it's a mate threat on f7. So black has to be very careful with that. But perhaps knight into g5 is an option here. And perhaps this was missed by MVL. And because of this, maybe after king h7, queen into g3, knight e4, it could be a possible way for black to go. But white can just go queen f4. Okay, so I was just talking nonsense. The queen f3 was not obligatory. Queen f4 is also possible. And rook d8 played in the game, which is also not a bad move at all. But I'm a bit worried that this allows h6 check. But it should be okay for black as long as white is not able to follow up with a knight on f6. Rahul Srinivas, just go to 2700chess.com and you'll get your answer. Wow, wow, wow. There's this game between Aronian and Mahmed is reaching intense levels. Rook into g7 check, king h8, and both the players have only 2 minutes each. And it looks pretty tense out there. The material is about it's not equal. Black is a piece up. Black has an extra piece. There's this knight on b4, knight on h7, bishop on h4. On the other hand, white has only the knight on f3 and bishop on f1. Apart from these things, the most important thing in this position is the state of black's game. So with the rook on g7, white has opened up the files against the black's king. And after bishop into f6, probably white can just take rook into f7. This looks very dangerous and risky for Mamadiyaro. That's kind of how he plays chess in general. But here it does not look great for Mamadiyaro so far. But still, they have only 2 minutes each. And Aronian is still thinking. He has 1 minute and 38 seconds remaining. 1 minute. He has less than 1.5 minutes to go, and it looks quite tense and intense in this game. After rook into f7, black should probably look to exchange of as many pieces as he can possibly do. So rook into f7, and now rook f8 maybe is the only move. But white can do something like queen b3 possibly, or even start with rook into f8 check, queen into f8, and white has a lot of pawns remaining. So rook into f7 taken by Aronia after a long thought. And let's see how Mamadiro defends here. It's going to be interesting either way. Either we learn how to defend in these kind of positions, which really takes an enormous amount of skill, or or you know we see a spectacular finish. While Levon has Armenian flag, because as I earlier said, it takes a lot longer in the real world to change your flag, or to change your federation. Not as simple as choosing it from a drop down menu. Apart from that, okay. Yeah, apart from that, it's interesting, IPL you're allowed to play 4 overseas players out of 11 in one team. Now the US chess took it literally, and they have 4 overseas players out of 5 players in their team. So it looks like they read the regulations of IPL but used it in the chess world. And with that, we also have our guest for the day. Not really much of a guest. He's almost become like my co-host now. He's been such a regular in Chess 24 India. It's of course Grandmaster Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Srinath.
So
How
are
you?
you here from Malaysia or Singapore today?
I think I'm from Singapore today. Yeah.
How are you? How are you, Kevin? What's up?
I'm good. I'm good. I just log on Chess 24 to check the games out. Actually,
I'm surprised that you don't have your virtual background.
yeah. I for some reason I didn't set it up. I should have. So now everyone can see how messy my room is. So I mean, honestly, I was not even aware that this tournament is happening until like
Until you heard from me?
until I heard from you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yeah, that's how far out of touch I am.
No, it's normal. It's normal. I heard the same from some other grandmasters as well today.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not alone. I heard the same from my co-host, ex-co-host as well, the ghost AD.
And where is he?
He felt so embarrassed that I published my chessable course before him that he decided to go into hibernation. He
Oh,
didn't. He, di- yeah.
yeah, I should say congratulations, yeah, for finally launching the course. I've bought it, by the way. I just haven't checked it out.
Thank you for the congratulations and
Whoa, what is this?
yeah, this is
Uh,
easily the most exciting game in the first round. So we have 3 results already, 3 draws. Sergey drew against Alan, and Anish drew against Raja.
I don't understand
And
this position actually. Queen isn't Queen A2.
yeah, it looks like Mohammed is just crushing Aronian. He seems to have completely lost his way, and it's lost. It's just lost now. It's
Yeah.
completely lost.
So yeah, he has to run and then you take the pawn or whatever. Yeah? Queen takes B2.
Yeah, Queen takes B2, and then maybe C2 falls as well.
And he's a piece down on top of that. Wow. Sorry, I interrupted you. You were saying something about the results, yeah?
Yeah, no, no, I finished it. It was 3 draws, and I think Dubo is winning, which is understandable considering that he plays the Catalan with white so often. In this game, decided to give Catalan a rest because our trade agreement, it came to an end after I published my course. So I was
Oh,
just doing it to promote my course before, and now that it's out,
this isn't really a Catalan, yeah? Or it just symbolizes one,
which one?
the Dubov game.
Yeah, it's not a Catalan.
Okay, it's like
Yeah,
the Catalan.
yeah.
Yeah,
So we have
Aronian
a we
resigns.
do have official result in the uh, Aronian Mamadiro game. After bishop c3 check, Aronian resigned with king e2, queen e1, mate incoming,
Mhm.
and we still have the Alireza MVL game, which is I think quite interesting. Yeah. So this is the
This
existing position.
yeah,
No surprises on the clock.
this looks bad for Aliriza, yeah.
Yeah, it looks bad for
Looks very bad.
Alireza. He has less time, and well, MVL showing who's the best in France, or maybe
So
not yet.
so
How
I
does White
see.
win here anyway? Not
Yeah,
easy, yeah.
you have to find a way to. No, at some point you will sacrifice on a5. Yeah.
A5. Ah, because you have this king. You have this passed pawn, yeah.
Yeah, but you have to
And the king
time it, I
is,
guess.
yeah. So to explain to the people, Black has absolutely no chance of winning here because the king is forever bonded to this pawn. In the meanwhile, White can just, move around and try and sacrifice a pawn on knight to the pawn on e5, as Kevin mentioned, and try and set something up. Alireza also has only 1 minute, which makes things worse.
Yeah, it's not that straightforward actually. I mean, he will probably put his knight on d5 at some point as well.
Black's knight, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's not so easy, but definitely very very unpleasant.
yeah. Very unpleasant and anxiety-inducing. Yeah, the evaluation bar is on the live board, which is in the right corner, and
But he's not so impressed with White's chances. So
yeah, not so
probably
impressed. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You need some superhuman precision here to hold the position.
With black, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's going knight a6, knight c5, or something like that.
Okay, but yeah, Samuel is preparing against it. Yeah, 91,
Mm-hmm.
93.
Yeah, nice, very nice move. Knight e1 to d3, covering defense e5, prepares b4 at some point.
Yeah,
Frees up the king, so now the king can go to c4, induces c6.
looking horrible
Yeah, it
for
does.
black. No, but nevertheless, Alireza is definitely one of the players I'm really looking forward to watch,
Mm-hmm.
and
Same.
I'm
So
also
am
really
I.
hoping that he gets into the top eight and plays against these guys.
So this is going to be the same format, right? The top 8 qualify for the finals, and then there's going to be a quarterfinals and so on, right?
Yeah,
I see.
exactly. The first three intense days with 5 rounds each, and this second round is already going to be Anish against Alireza. Rhythm, we don't have two Indians playing. We have Anish and Raja, and usually we have no Indians after day three, which has been a constant in this champion chess tour. So this time they decided to start that with day one.
They should try to fix a way to make sure Vidit plays every time. Yeah.
Well, we found a solution for that. We started some streams on Chess 24 India with its picture at the start, and that ensured that we had more watching, even with no one talking and no chessboard. Like more people are watching with its picture than we have on the live viewing right now. So that was an idea. That is a stream idea we could look to implement. Have with its picture for 5 hours, and and then we play a recording of an old stream. So we save a lot of resources, and we also get the maximum watching.
And then this is how we see who's popular and who's not, right? Like you should try, you put AD's picture and then you put someone else's picture. And
Oh, there's no question in India
no, I
right
mean,
now.
Vidit is probably number one.
Yeah, Vidit is number one.
Maybe probably Vichy, yeah, but Vichy doesn't do this so often. But
Vishy not in YouTube.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, if maybe if you just take the numbers overall, then yeah, everyone knows Vishy. But on YouTube, it's VD.
Then we need so it's a fight to the second, and we see who.
Yeah, fight for the second. Yeah. It's a bit risky to put AD's picture. I'm really not sure if that is a good measure of his attractive. I mean, his popularity. It's more of his the things he says. So I'm thinking, VD's picture and a plugin which does commentary for AD. Like we have this Komarov's commentary.
Yeah.
So instead of that, VD's picture and AD's
Voice,
the different AD's voice add-on. Then it talks about chess for like 20-30 seconds, and then it says something like yeah baby, and then all kinds of off topics, but funny stuff.
And then we see when people find out, or people are just staring at Vidit's picture,
Yeah. And then of course we can always say if it was Anish's stream, then it would be like some sort of clickbait, 15,000 likes and VD is going to be live. Of course, the stream is never going to reach 15,000 likes, so it's a win-win situation.
True, very true. No, this is very deep strategy. Yeah?
So here like AD might say that the pawn on h6 is laughing at the king. The pawn on h6 is like, okay, I can't do AD. AD is unique.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
But yeah, the pawn on h6 is laughing at the king, and the knight is looking to find a way inside the black's camp, like a shinobi. Like a ninja.
Yeah, that sounds like AD.
Yeah, I mean it's a
all this talk about AD and VD, I only just realized that black is a pawn up.
Oh my god!
I was wondering why white isn't winning. And then I realized you cannot just keep exchanging pawns because the number of pawns on the king side is the same. So,
Chad, at least did you notice that?
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
So if you change all the the queen side pawns and the knight, white wins. But it's not so easy to do that.
Yeah, forum, is there going to be another unboxing for 5K? Anish's unboxing. Thank you, Dhyaneshwar. I'll try not to disappoint you. I'll try to keep drawing arrows even if we are, talking completely and with chessable train. Oh, they made a draw. They just repeated. Black did have this fortress.
Yeah,
Wow.
I honestly would have adjusted my evaluation had I noticed that black was a pawn up.
Kevin, Kevin, Kevin. It was so not expected from you.
I cannot count really well. In my job, I use my calculator all the time. So
So the only remaining game is Jordan against Magnus, where I think Magnus is doing pretty well. Um, the result so far is draws in every game except Wesley lost against Jan Nepomniachtchi, Aronian lost against Mamadjaro, and Dubo lost. Sorry, Dubo beat Niels Grandelius, who qualified to this tournament, and of course we also have the Jordan Magnus game going on, where it looks like Magnus is just winning. Rook d1, rook f1, and before
no,
we get into the
yeah,
depth of
rook
this question.
d1. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just wanted to give a small exercise to you, Kevin. What is the material in this question?
It's not going to be equal anytime soon. Like if rook d1, then I guess he takes on e2. But we should be winning, right? He feels like he's winning.
Yeah, rook d1, no, rook e2 should be winning, I guess.
At some point there'll
But
be
maybe Magnus will try to, look for a way to not even
yeah,
have that.
he's probably thinking of rook d2 now. And king g6, king f5.
Yeah, that's one way of doing things. Because white doesn't really have anything going right now, yeah. And you can go rook d2, rook b2, and get this bishop in a zugzwang, like rook d2 and rook b2. The bishop keeps protecting, and then bring your king up, or even play rook b1. Whenever black plays rook b1, white has to take this pawn.
Yeah, and it's good technique also. Like if white pushes g4 to stop this king g6, king f5, and then at some point after you sacrifice on e2, rook goes to h1 and take h3 easily. So
Yeah. After doing my chessable course, I can draw arrows in my sleep. And yeah, I mean, whatever position I look at, I'm like, okay, this arrow, this arrow, this arrow, this arrow. You're also doing a course for chessable, right?
yes, I am together with a good friend of mine.
Oh,
So
yes, yes. And I think, usually when people do chessable courses, the authors, the publishing managers and the chessable people are like, not enough arrows, not enough arrows. Please draw more arrows. And for this reason, I decided that I will draw arrows on all the positions, on all the ranks and files. And now they started complaining, why so many arrows? It's like, you can't do this, you can't do that. But
people are very hard to please. It's just like that.
yeah, true. People are very hard to please.
Yeah, just yeah.
But yeah, they are really nice people. Jokes apart, they are very very supportive towards the authors, and
Oh, now it's over, yeah?
yeah, now it's over.
Yeah, very nice play. Very, very nice play by Magnus.
Indeed.
So like a lot of players will probably go rook d1, rook f1 and win the exchange right away. And then
you mean in this position, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan has resigned in the last position, by the way. Yeah, but this unnecessarily allows some counterplay.
Yeah, this black has to work a bit, right?
Yeah,
So
this black has to work a bit. Yeah.
So from a technical point of view, it's better to keep the position, and then when white needs to defend, he has to be precise, and maybe he didn't even have a good defense.
Yeah, true. So that sums up the round one. I'll quickly take you through the results with the games. Raja Anish, the second quickest draw among games involving Indians. The first one eternally occupied by VD. Magnus VD is like pinned on the shortest game in the history, and that's a permanent pin. Uh,
Let me check it out.
which one? The Magnus with it one?
The Raja Anish one.
Ah, okay.
So you mean in terms of the amount of time taken, yeah?
Yeah, in terms of the amount of time taken. Vidit also has the title for the shortest stand-up in the history,
Oh,
or
really?
so I heard from Sagar in his stand-up. Yeah, you should watch these things, Kevin. You should probably,
Yeah, I need to improve my general knowledge on unwanted titles.
yeah, it will also, open up your possibilities of the more things that chess grandmasters can do. Um, Also, Alan and Sergey drew. Wesley so lost against Jan Nepomniachtchi I think in a bit of a surprise because Wesley is the defending champion. Yeah, he won the Opera Euro Rapid,
Yeah,
and
especially with White where he demonstrated
yeah,
yeah good preparation all around. So that's
Aronian
why
lost against Mamet.
yeah Nepal went e4 g6 to avoid all this.
Yeah, and Mamet went e4, e5, knight f3, d6. Dubo beat Niels, which I'm not surprised. Powerful game by Dubo, and
Yeah, this game looks quite ugly actually.
it looks quite
Oh,
nice for White. Yeah, with
yeah,
White it
almost
looks nice.
like almost too easy. Okay, I mean I meant that as a figure of speech. Like
Yeah,
it's
I understand.
but
I understand.
yeah, you know what I mean, right? So
Yeah. And Hikaru drew against David Anton. David Anton is a big fan favorite, yeah.
hmm.
He got voted in twice for the Chess 20 among the Chess 24 premium membership. I mean, among the members, premium members. We tried to get a lot of our own members by giving away the Chess 24 premium membership for free by asking people to guess correctly between Wesley So and Magnus in the final. And I gave it away. I literally gave it away. I told it's going to be Wesley So. But people did not believe me. They believed Adiban and Anish, who were I mean, not rooting for Magnus, but they were advising people to go for Magnus. So we got a lot of Magnus. And it turned out to be Wesley So. If only you had listened to me, people. If only you had listened to me. And if you had taken those premium memberships and if you had all voted for VD, then but no worries, no worries. We'll have another giveaway, and this time, do please listen to me. But before that, yeah, do subscribe and like the stream so more people
Gu-
can tune in.
like guys, you could have created two accounts, right? Like and then just vote for both. I mean, that's that's not an impossible thing to do, right?
Yeah. Should be possible. Yeah.
And
Uh, yeah. You had to create two Discord accounts, two Chess 24 accounts,
yeah, you just need
and
two email addresses basically, and then get this, use a different name, like whatever your brother's name or your mom's name. Because the Chess 24 premium membership is really valuable. Um, if you have checked out like the video series and all these banter blitzes, you get to play with the guys.
yeah. Definitely, it's a lot of value for money in my opinion because. I think the premium membership it costs something like €100, right?
Like $99, I think.
Yeah, $99,
Yeah.
and then you get access to I think about 20 or 30 courses, which is a lot of them are I think of high value. It has been
No,
especially useful for Nihal.
ah,
because he used to, watch this Jan Gustafsson's courses a lot.
Mhm.
He used to watch it so much that at some point he was, he kept repeating what Jan would say, and I used to call him Gustafsson's parrot. Like in certain situations, Jan would be like, don't ask me why. Like the engine shows this, and don't ask me why. And Nihal would also repeat it when he, saw something which the engine says, but he didn't understand. He'll be like, don't ask me why.
Yeah,
And
I watch a lot of his courses as well.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
top class.
Hmm.
His preparation is top class, and I think also his ability to present it. Yeah, that's also top of the line. And yeah, it also has courses by Vishy and a lot of other top GMs, all for $99. That's one way of doing it. You can use your credit card or listen to me when we have the next Chess 24 India giveaway. And that's another simple way of doing it.
Just observing the chat, and people are saying that I'm promoting illicit practices.
Promoting illicit practices?
By creating the two account stuff.
Well, as long as it's within the terms and conditions, yeah.
So when is the next round happening?
It
What is the
starts
time?
in about a minute.
Maybe you can just let me know what is the time control and how many rounds for today.
The time control is 15 plus 10 as usual, and it's 5 rounds for the first 3 days. It's just like the World Rapid
Right.
and the other Champion Chess Tour games. And we have a game about every hour. So in Indian time, it's 10:29
Mm.
now. And we also have kickoff in the
Yeah,
Anish
the game just
Alireza game.
started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anish has started with e4, a move which was described by Fisher as best by test. And no, I'm not kidding. I saw this in I saw this in Setu's chessable course. Everywhere after e4, it's like best by test with a smiley. And Alireza has just joined in. This is one of the more exciting games. Meanwhile, people, guess the opening in Nepomniachtchi Aronian game. It's our Samai's favorite opening, the King's Gambit. And curiously, it started with 3 bishop c4, and here Aronian went knight f6, not queen h4 check. What do you make of that, Kevin?
Yeah, I don't know too much of this. I barely know the theory after Queen H4, King F1.
I did a session, learning chess session with Angad Singh Ranyal, who is a stand-up comic, and Nihaya, where I show them how to play the King's Gambit against the King's Gambit. So that's one source, and I show all these things: Bishop c4, Knight c3. I forgot what I showed there, so that's why I'm stalling and not saying the most, but I'm just talking about the stream. But yeah, it was definitely Queen h4 check.
Yeah,
I'm
Knight F6,
surprised.
Knight F6, Knight C3.
Yeah, c6, d4, d5, takes, bishop b3, bishop d6, knight g2. It's not true that King's Gambit is never played at the GM level. It was played by our own beast, AD Ban, against Wesley So.
I think Magnus played as well. Somewhere in 2009 or something in the
You're talking
Nanzhou.
about what Magnus played. Look at his opening here today. 1 c3. So he took a while to play 1 c3. MVL replied with b6 and now e4, bishop b7, and I don't know what this opening is called.
I have no idea. I have no
Me.
idea.
Chat, do you have any?
I'll be amazed if the chat knows what this is.
Oh, chat knows everything. Chat is like Google, except they work better with this voice command. You know, the Google's tech can be improved a bit, but chat, they're seamless. No, I'm not kidding. They really know everything. They are very, very good at.
I bet
Uh,
Magnus is going to go. I thought he would play Queen E2 just to be funny.
I don't think it's trying to be funny here. I'll make this bold call that Magnus is going to win this tournament because it's been a while, and in between this tournament, he was reading some classics of the whole Soviet Championship, and it really gives you a new perspective. I think when you slow down sometimes and go off computer. I think your good friend Olympiu might have more things to say about this. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. He might even know what Magnus is reading.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. He might know the subject better. Yeah, I know the title of the book. It was the Soviet Championship from 1924 to 1938.
Wow.
There is a certain kind of pleasure from just sitting with a chessboard with off computer and going through some of the older games, or just discussing chess without computers.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this was how I grew up learning chess. I didn't have my computer until the early 2000s. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
basically grew up with magazines and books. Yeah, I used to have this Inside Chess magazine. I think it went defunct. I mean, it was ended before you were born
94?
somewhere. Okay, now I exaggerated a little bit, but
I'm not so
uh,
young myself.
somewhere in 2001. Um, yeah, and today, like just today, I was spending a bit of time looking at Wesley's chessable course.
Hmm.
Um, and I was also checking with engines and all that. And yeah, just after a while, it just got a bit boring, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
don't find it as fun as the past, but it has to be done. What is this Bishop D2? What do you think?
It's actually, I think Anish was totally prepared for this classical variation, which Alireza plays quite often. And it's also VD's childhood opening. When Vidit started playing chess, he had two openings. Against one e4, he would play this classical Sicilian, which comes after e4 c5, knight f3 d6, d4 c into d4, knight into d4, knight f6, knight c3, knight c6,
Mhm.
and this is the Sicilian classical. After bishop g5, this is known as Richard Rouser, and this was with its opening against one e4. Against one d4, he used to play this opening called two knights tango, which started after d4, knight f6, c4, knight c6. This was with its main lines.
No, it's great opening choices. I played this tango myself.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
played,
it's it's
yeah,
very effective at the
at a
I
certain
think,
level, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I remember I also taught it to a few people, about 2100, 2200.
Yeah, I got to 2300 by playing one knight c6 against any move, right? e4 or d4.
Wow,
Yeah.
awesome. d4, knight c6.
But that was before the days when people, and during those times people don't book up every single line.
No, but I think it works in today's time as well. I know a grandmaster called Vitaly Sivuk from Ukraine, who just gets a position in place, and he's very effective at it. even so, I've also had a difficult time against him because I used to be this booked up guy who didn't have. A lot of Indian kids were like that from the previous generation. Very booked up, very tactical, but hugely lacking in strategic understanding. And I used to be that way for a long time. I think until I became a grandmaster. And then after I became a coach, like a serious coach, working with good players, then I really had to learn a lot to catch up. And I think that's when I improved a lot in terms of my chess understanding, in learning what is, proper in chess.
Yeah, the foundation, right? The strategic elements and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The mainly it's the patterns to look for, because a lot of these Russian grandmasters, like people like Alexandro, he's not Russian, but he's from the Soviet chess school. They used to understand a lot of things just by looking within the first 30 seconds, which used to take me several minutes by
Mm-hmm.
calculation to understand. And
Mm-hmm.
calculation was my only tool for a long time to, improve my understanding. And that those things improved a lot as I grew a bit older in my towards my later 20s. So now I'm a lot more better in terms of strategic things, but a good part of my chess strength suffered because of my lack of practice, lack of playing frequently. So my sharpness decreased, my ability to find tactics instantly. That took a bit of hit.
Yeah, it's inevitable. It cannot be helped.
Really, it's something of
No,
an old age.
no, I think if you don't play often,
Hmm.
your calculation ability will take a hit
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you're coaching somebody, right? You're not the one practicing and doing the puzzles
exactly,
yourself.
exactly. And also, I think when you look at computers, you stop thinking.
No, it's the same for me. Like now, I'm trying to teach some of these young boys, and I cannot teach them how to calculate. They calculate faster and better than me, but
Yeah, 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 yeah.
most of them don't really understand like, the basics.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
And when you try to outplay them, then in many cases they calculate faster than you, and you don't seem to find a way to refute their ideas. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
it was exactly the same when I was younger, and then my coaches would turn on the computer and refute me, and I used to think it was cheating, but but yeah, I mean, now I do the same, but now it's not as obvious because it's online.
Okay.
Ali Reza does not have advantage, and it's
No,
actually Anish who has a slight advantage.
it's just complicated, right? Like normally in the classical Sicilian, I'm told that whenever black manages to push his queenside pawns down quickly, it's always a good thing.
Hmm.
So, for example, bishop e6 now, and to prepare for g5, you can go knight d7.
F4.
Yeah, it's
Now,
f5. Right, go bishop
yeah.
c4. Yeah, yes, dangerous.
Now let's not
Some
forget that black has not yet castled. Yeah, black's still stranded in the center. The king is in the center.
How do you deal with
So
this g5 threat though? Hmm.
yeah. Now someone called Lokesh was saying that we need Peter Liko in commentary. Peter Liko is in the official Chess 24 broadcast. Do feel free to check him out. We can't get Liko here, and cloning has not reached that levels. But we can try to get Leon Mendonca on one of the days, who does a very good Peter Lico impression. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that. I thought it was brilliant. I mean, not everything is to the point, but you get what he's trying to do, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely, absolutely.
the custom Muller one
Yeah,
was brilliant. You guys should check it out.
I mean, his impression of Peter Lico and an engine running, and we actually have Peter Lico because Lico does calculate like a machine.
Oh, Bishop E6 G5 played.
Yeah, Bishop E6 G5 played with F4 coming up.
Yeah. Maybe you have to take on G5, Rook takes H1, Queen H1, Knight D7.
Knight D7 and
And now F4, and we have one move, yeah? Because F5 you can still play Bishop C4. Still looks a bit dangerous though. This looks like a typical rouser actually.
Yeah, typical rouser. Yeah, I myself quite like the rouser with black.
Yeah, you're a rouser expert, yeah, yourself.
Kind of, because I worked for VD, and I remember there was a 2016 World Rapid Blitz which Vidit was playing. At that time, Vidit was much younger, so was I, and we decided to check some rouser. And I think I'm not sure if he actually played it in the tournament, but I learned a lot from exploring that. And then in 2017 or 2018, I found some very nice and interesting ideas myself. And then in the very limited tournaments that I got a chance to play, I was able to use Rouser very successfully. I think I have a very impressive score there as black. Many useful wins, especially in these opens, where winning with black is so useful. And I had these wins against grandmasters with black. Yeah, so that
But
was that.
definitely, yeah, it's a great line to play for a win. That's for sure.
Yeah, play for a win, and the computers usually show, a good plus for white. But as I always say, the chess that these things like Stockfish and Leela Chess Zero play, and the chess that we play over the board without the help of these things is completely different. It's not even in the same zip code. And therefore, in weather forecast they have this thing, right? There's a temperature and then there is a column of what it feels like. Have you seen this?
No, I
So
haven't seen the weather forecast
okay,
for
so
maybe for the entirety of my life. I'm not
wow.
kidding.
Wow. Because in Singapore it's always the same climate. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care too much.
Okay, we see this a lot in India because we have these cricket matches, and in cricket, when it rains, the game has to stop. So weather forecast plays an important role because of if it rains, then
Yeah, sure.
it spoils your. So there's this column of the climate and what it feels like, and in many cases it's like Chennai has like 35 degrees or 36 degrees, and what it feels like would be like 45 degrees Celsius, because of the humidity factor. And uh, it's similar, in many cases the position, it might be +2 and it might feel like -2, and we don't have an algorithm right now to uh, estimate this what it feels like factor over the board. So the best thing you have for now is the human grandmasters who are trying to narrate to you. And of course that's still I mean that's the case in everything, no? What computer says and what humans experience is quite different in so many things.
Yeah, that analogy about the weather forecast and how it's amazing how you managed to link that with the opening like the rouser. I even forgot that we were talking about the rouser.
Yeah, no, but I was telling you about chess in general, like many people
Yeah,
go like
sure.
this is winning and this is plus
Sure,
5.
yeah.
And also in opening preparation, because everything is 0.00 these days with enough time. If you go deep enough with black, even Benko Gambit is probably 0.00.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think this is where experience comes in.
So
Yeah.
decode chess, they are very good at explaining within the chess aspect. Like if your computer is showing, for example, that here knight into f4 is the best move, decode chess will ask why. I mean, it will explain why, but it won't be able to tell you what the players are experiencing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what decode chess does.
Mm-hmm.
So f4 on the board and f5 and g6 is the threat. So I think black has to take knight into f4. Yeah.
I don't like it though. I see what I see what you mean, but I don't quite like it. Okay, I just see
Okay.
it.
He
Yeah.
played rook c8.
Like if you take on f4, just looks so dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
True. Yeah. One amazing thing about Alireza is his ability to bring complexity into the game from virtually any position. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
I
think?
think Anish is in trouble here. I feel
Hey, but the live board evaluation bar is showing
Vice
it's
better, yeah.
past the fifth rank. Yeah.
Mm. Just feels like okay, but Anish is great in defense. So,
Yeah. Anish is great in
yeah,
defense, but
generally great in everything, but especially good in defense. Yeah.
absolutely. He's generally great in everything. It's an interesting. They've had some interesting encounters, Alireza and Anish. Now, Alireza is one of those guys who has a very good score against Anish. Not many people do have that.
Yeah.
Even the world champion Magnus used to have -1 for a very long time. Struggle. I mean, not easy to beat Anish in general. But since most of these games between Anish and Alireza has been these fast play games, it's been an interesting pattern between them. Alireza struggles to survive in the opening against Anish every single game.
Mm-hmm.
So Alireza plays Karakan mostly with one against one e4, and against Karakan, Anish plays this advanced variation, short variation, and Alireza really struggles to get out of it with an equal position. So to make to bypass that, here he decided to go Sicilian rouser, but here also he gets a worse position, but here he always has these chances to make things complex, which is what Alireza really digs.
Yeah, you know why? Like I think he enjoys complexities. Um, you can try to play e4, e5, but generally the lines are a little bit more solid there, a bit more established. Not there is always some room for creativity, but it's not the same as compared to lines like the rouser. Yeah, now queen
Absolutely.
b6. Yeah, queen b6
I
and
was thinking about the same with the idea of queen b5 check. Yeah, that's one thing, and another is it also keeps an eye on d6, deterring ideas with bishop g7. So let's say I go bishop g7 here, just to try and understand what do you do as white.
no, I just wanted to take the pawn. Like that was
Really, you want to take this pawn?
yeah, take and take
And
b4.
if I castle short,
Yeah, take b4.
wow, greedy Kevin. But aren't you a bit scared of having all these
I
lines open?
I am I am
But it's not your game, yeah?
yeah. No, I feel like
Let's
you
say I take this.
Yeah, knight f4, queen e5.
Yeah, knight f4, I start with queen e5.
Okay, maybe I insert f5 somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where.
Maybe at the start, yeah. But then the problem with f5 is if I
Yeah,
take
you
g
had
into
said.
f5
Yeah, c2 is
and then
hanging.
yeah, c2 is hanging. No, honestly, I feel queen into a5 is a bit too adventurous here, and also we should probably look at even something like bishop into b4 maybe, or some ways to attack. Yeah, either this or I think white should play against the into f4 idea somehow.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a concrete way to prevent this, to deter this. Even the computer should be showing some idea which concretely prevents this.
No, I really want to take the pawns, Like, I feel that one pawn is maybe, if you take one pawn, there's room for black to complicate matters, but if you take two, there's not much. Like, maybe I take with bishop. So queen a5, castles, bishop b4,
Uh,
ef, and something queen d5 or maybe queen
I
d5.
mean, apart from the objective reasons, I feel this is not the position you want to give Ali Riza.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So Anish took G into h6. Yeah, I thought there would be something like this. The point being that maybe after bishop in h6, maybe he just takes f into e5. Yeah, get rid of this dangerous bishop.
Mm,
Yeah, there's also one more thing I was talking about. For me,
true, true.
it just feels very uncomfortable letting this bishop survive, the g7 bishop. So I'm really trying to find a way to take that bishop out of the game, and I just don't feel comfortable letting black, castle and take e into f4. This is a shift in my thinking process over the years.
To control matters rather than be forceful with every line, right?
Yeah,
For
to
some reason, even though I'm getting on in age, I still want to calculate my way out. Like,
well,
because
once a nation, always a nation.
like queen, if I could play that queen d5, I take on d6 and I play e5. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
But this is
that's also an impact of working with computers, because the
yeah,
computers they show something like +2 in these positions, and they take all the pawns and defend. This is how they get this.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Asian players are very tactical. I think. I mean, very a bit unorthodox. People from Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam,
They are,
they
yeah,
yeah
they are confrontational, I think. They
yeah.
don't they don't shy away from things like this.
Meanwhile, a small update. We do have one result. Guess whose result that is? We do have one win, and it's Magnus. Magnus has defeated MVL so quickly.
Wow. And look at the final positions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like artwork, yeah.
No, you keep yeah, it's very ugly.
I've been a big
Very
fan of Magnus since forever, and I do feel that he's going to win this tournament. It's an early call I'm making. I sense I I generally try to observe a lot these kind of things like form and momentum, and who's playing, who seems in what kind of shape, and I feel that Magnus is rested and he seems to be in the right frame of his mind. We also have another result. Jordan Van Forest has defeated David Anton with black. in an incredible turn of events where here David played a4.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Unbelievable, right?
Nah, can't happen. Maybe he was. Maybe he was intending a3.
No, no, the
But
pawn was on a3.
pawn was on a3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he just missed this. He just blundered
Yeah.
this.
He just missed it.
And
No, but
I think
okay. Even so, black position looks fine.
but Kevin, here also white is a pawn up.
Knight
I mean,
d5.
yeah, black has good compensation. Yeah, true. White's pawns are terrible, but maybe white is not worse. Yeah.
No, why is not worse?
Yeah,
I
e4.
didn't again. I didn't count the pawns, but yeah, he cannot be worse here.
Yeah, I think around equal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Von Hennig.
Raja drew against Alan Picho.
Jordan played the Von Hennig Skara.
What is one Hennig Skara? This one?
Yeah, you have seen this before, yeah?
Yeah, I mean it's this Magnus Wesley so and all these things, right?
No. That's the semi Tarash. So the Wesley one is happens after knight f6.
Ah, okay. Knight
Knight
f6, knight
f3,
f3, c5,
c5. Yeah.
c into d5, c into d4. Yeah.
Yeah. Queen d4, ed. So the
E4, yeah.
Yeah, and then knight c6, I think.
Yeah. Also Anish with it.
D4, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Von Hennig is a hacker line, I think. Ideal for blitz and rapid.
Oh, Jordan is also he's a genius in his own way, you know. I think his play in the openings is something I.
No, it's a fantastic practical weapon. Especially in fast time controls, because most people know. I think after CD, that they have to play Queen A4, Bishop D7, and Queen takes, but they don't really know the setup for white after that.
After ED5, yeah.
Yeah. So at some
me
point,
neither.
black plays knight c6, knight f6, bishop goes to c5. He goes short castle, puts the rooks on d8 and c8. And the white queen, the whole idea of the opening is to give problems to the white queen. Yes, no good squares. I mean, objectively, white is better, but it's really not easy.
Yeah.
But I'll be surprised if David hasn't seen this before. I'm pretty sure he knows this.
Yeah, but the problem is in remembering instantly. Yeah, I think it's even more so in these rapid time controls. A quick check at the Karyakin Wesley So game, where Karyakin has sacrificed a piece. And look at the time situation. It's almost like MVL is playing black. But black has a good position.
Where is Wesley's game? Okay, I can.
Wesley's going to take this one.
Yeah, I can count this one. This piece up, yeah. this I can count. It's completely lost. Yeah. There's no attack.
Rook d3, rook g3. Too slow, yeah?
No, I go rook
black
g6
has
F.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, rook g6 f6 is coming. And
yeah.
then queen g7. Black's attack is stronger actually.
Yeah, that didn't go well for Karyakin. Meanwhile, let's get back to the Indian games. Anish, the adopted Indian. Next, Ali Reza Firuza.
Okay, Anish has taken the pawn on a5. Wait, I'm looking from my screen and it's lagging.
Yeah, he did take the pawn on a5. Yeah.
No, he took on b4 as well, and he played queen d5. Computer guy, yeah.
Yeah.
So how does black get counterplay?
Black has counterplay, no? I think it's to be honest, I'm more scared for Anish in these type of situations. In the history of their games,
Mm.
Ali Reza usually manages to turn things around for in his favor in these type of situations against both
Mm.
Anish as well as Vidit. Vidit played against Anish. Sorry, Vidit played against Ali Reza in the Fisher Random World Championship, which even in pre-pandemic times it was held online, the qualifiers,
Mm.
and in every game Vidit would outplay Ali Reza, have a very nice position, and then when they got to this point of 30 seconds each, then Ali Reza would somehow turn things around every time.
Mm. Very good at finding tricks.
Yeah,
This
he's just
young
very
this
good.
this
Yeah,
youngsters, yeah.
true. I mean, I wouldn't call it tricks, to be honest, it's just practical skills
No,
developed by.
being tricky is a form of skill itself. So,
Yeah, absolutely,
mm.
absolutely. It's, it's. I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, you're right. Like white is feeling uncomfortable now. The knight on c3. I can imagine some rook c6, rook h8.
rook c6, rook at c8, and black can maybe even take rook into h4. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's also something I was looking at first. Do you say how many pawns white is up?
Yeah, where's a couple of pawns up? So yeah, rook h4. I don't think he's really thinking of that, to be honest.
Rook h4. Yeah, good to see their faces. Anish is like so deeply concentrated. Do you think
Yeah,
Anish
rook
has a
h.
flower in his background?
Yeah, what's that? I cannot tell.
I don't know. To me, it looks like a flower.
A vase or something.
Yeah. Is it something to distract his opponents?
Do they see each other's faces?
It depends. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
I think if you keep it minimized in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you have played these events, yeah, in Zoom, and if you minimize it, you can see your opponent.
But I don't check them out on Zoom. Like I just play. I
I like to see my opponent's
I
expressions.
minimize the screen, and we don't get to play in like the same breakout room sometimes.
Yeah. True.
I'm always
Yeah,
with the Indians, the Singapore and the Indian team. We were always in the same breakout.
yeah. I played once against MVL in this online game, and with these players, when they make mistakes and I immediately see in their face, it gives me a very nice prompt. And it exactly happened like that. He blended a pawn, and I immediately saw it and took it. But
Mhm.
the game ended in a draw. So Anish seems secure for the moment. Yeah, he has this outside passed pawn, and he seems to have his king side well defended, and he has 3 minutes more than his opponent. Oh yeah, it's not just in these rapid and blitz games. Yeah, even in the Tata Steel, you remember how Ali Reza kept giving problems for Anish non-stop, and he literally took a draw from his hands. He snatched it away.
I'm trying to recall the game. Was it the one where he had like 4 pawns for the piece or
Yes,
something?
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that was like I locked off. I went to bed. I was very surprised to see the result. It cost him first place. So
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
I think that was what Magnus said like many times before. Like even when you're in a bad situation, you just need to make your opponent work hard, right? It's about finding the one more move to keep the game going, right?
Exactly,
So I
exactly.
think, yeah, I agree. Alriza has this fantastic ability to
Yeah, I
keep
think it's just
on. Yeah.
practice. He's played like 50,000 games online, and
Well, I
many of it.
mean, some of it is it has to be intrinsic as well. The ability to keep on fighting. You know, I can play 20,000 games online. I don't think I can exhibit the same kind of resilience.
No, Kevin, I think you can. I mean, maybe not the same kind of resilience, but we are all resilient. Yeah, like if you ask a 2300 or a 2400 about how resilient grandmasters are, uh, that would be at a level higher than what they are used to at 2300, 2400. At each level, I think there is a difference in resilience every 100 points.
Mm-hmm.
You are resilient in our own game.
Wow, C3.
Yeah,
Did he play C3?
yeah, he played C3.
Yeah, it's surprising. Or maybe,
Why?
maybe
I
it's
mean, what edge would
no,
you play?
no. I thought Rook E1. Okay, but C3 is fine. Yes,
Yeah,
C3
but
is
rook
good.
even queen g2, yeah, and you have to move this in any
And
case.
then no, I thought King B1. Yeah,
Ah, okay,
and then I take on D6.
okay.
No, but C3 is good. Like you're preparing Rook C2. But no, but you cannot play Rook C2. E4 is hanging.
No,
So
I think
yeah,
you have to just push these
start
pawns, yeah.
start
But
pushing.
knight into
But
d6 is a threat if we are talking about threats.
mm-hmm.
And Aliza has only like 30 seconds remaining.
Like this is yeah, this has to be winning for white objectively. It's just about keeping the nerves now. How is knight A3 C4 for you?
Knight a3, but you want to put the knight on c4, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty attractive to me. Maybe even play knight a7 and repeat once, and then rook f2 is also not bad.
Yeah. With the idea
Reacting to
of
the knight leaving the f file.
not going queen F3, yeah? Change queens.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, rook
S-
F2 is also very nice.
Sam Shankland is doing a lifetime reportage of classical Sicilian.
Just that'll be interesting because
Yeah, definitely.
he kind of very theoretical guy, so always goes for objectively sound lines.
Yeah,
The,
which
the
is
classic.
not classical Sicilian.
It is not the classical Sicilian. Like I remember we had this discussion, right? Like I think a couple of years ago, I was preparing for a game and I asked you about this line, and
Ah,
then I was in Austria, and then
mm-hmm.
I was trying to say like, but this is not great for black. Like, do you have any other suggestions? And he said, look, classical Sicilian is like that. Like, what do you want? And then we left the conversation like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Then you're like, can't reform this guy, yeah?
Hmm.
Yeah, even when we are talking, my hand automatically makes these arrows. I don't mind the bishop being on b2, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the bishop on b2 as well.
Fianchetto.
I don't mind the bishop on b4 though. Seems to be doing a good job as well, defending c3.
So Hanish has to find the knockout blow here. Yeah, he has to win a one position. But
Queen
yeah,
d3. How is queen
may-
d3?
yeah, queen d3 would have made sense. Yeah, with the idea of knight c6 and knight e5, just attacking the rook. But then maybe black just goes queen b7.
And queen b5. This was queen takes. No, you can't.
Yeah, no.
And
Yeah, this
then
was good. Um,
yeah,
Anish played rook g2 pretty quickly. Also not a bad move.
yeah, also
Anish has
good.
a pretty big advantage here.
Mm-hmm.
He just has to find a way to. Well, he just has to find a way to deliver the knockout blow. so cliche from me. Once I started saying that, I was like, what am I saying? Such a cliche thing. But yeah, the commentators have to use these kind of fillers. Yeah.
No, but I think they do that as well. Like Zvidler and Gustafsson, they repeat a lot of catchphrases.
Yeah, when there are only so many new words you can use in the English language, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, imagine a football commentator who doesn't say the player's name when they're passing. What would they have to say? You have to, and imagine a cricket commentator not mentioning the score. Many times the cricket commentator go like, it's 104 for one after 26 overs, and it would be right in front of you. And I used to wonder, okay, why are they telling the obvious things? But now I can totally empathize with them. It's 2 minutes for Anish and 17 seconds for Ali Reza. But I suppose it's about the way you say it. Yeah, it's Anish is less than 2 minutes now, and Ali Reza just has 17 seconds. How is it going to be? How is it going to end? Wow, what an exciting game! And now Anish is having
That's
less than 1 minute and 40 seconds.
He has taken 1 minute over the last move. Yeah, you're actually doing a pretty good impersonation.
And Anish has less than 1.5 minutes now, but he has finally made rook e2, which leads him to a 10-second gain. And Anish still remains one pawn up. Black has to find a move now. Knight f6 played. Now what will Anish do? Will he go knight b5? Will he go knight f3? He has played knight f3, hitting the bishop on e5. And I guess the trick is to, keep this going non-stop.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We should set the stopwatch going. Like if you can do this for like 3 minutes, then the live chat should do something. I don't know, something.
Live chat should. Well, if the live chat manages to bring it to 500 likes, then I'll go for it. 3 minutes. E5 played, so the position has opened up against Black's king. White has these 3 passes on the queen side. Black has these 2 passes on the king side. And after e5, d into e5, the evaluation bar has come down quite a bit. So I'm guessing that e5 was probably a bad move. And after e5, d into e5, now Anish is going down to less than 1 minute. He has taken knight into e5 back, and now it's Ali Reza's turn to move. He has like less than 20 seconds. He has played knight d5, attacking the bishop on b4.
It's tiring. It's tiring.
No, I was doing well until you laughed. I was totally in the commentary zone.
Knight d5 played. Fantastic.
Yeah, knight d5 played, attacking the bishop on b4. So Anish probably has to move his bishop from b4. Oh, he didn't do it actually. He went knight g4. He has chosen to ignore this bishop on b4.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. I also saw the evaluation bar go down. Queen into b4. Wow. Yeah. Anish, look at Anish's face. We can't see much of his face. It's half buried under the screen. But from what we can say, his hand was on his head, which is a typical body language of someone who has missed something. And yeah, as expected, Ali Reza has managed to find a trick. Now the evaluation is equalized, but the momentum is with Ali Reza, and the position is still complex. So let's see how it goes. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ali Reza manages to turn this around. And
yeah, he looks excited now. Look at him.
Yeah. He looks in the zone. If Ali Reza was streaming and he found this queen into b4 on stream, that would have been nice to see. Now, Anish must probably be going like, oh man, not again. Come on. It's such a deja vu feeling for him, in these chess games. And the momentum is like totally slipping away from Anish.
No, and now I don't even know how he's supposed to make a draw. Like if he wants to bail out, right? It's not even clear.
Yeah, no, he cannot bail out. The bishop is generally stronger than the knight in these situations.
Yeah.
Both the kings exposed, but yeah, in time situation also, Anish has less than 10 seconds now. And Alireza is, Alireza is in that zone where he feels at home,
Rook
his
on
comfort
a6
zone.
is rook on a6 is brilliant. Like covering f6,
Yeah,
queen on c3 and the rook on a6 is well coordinated.
rook b6 played. Queen c2, just take it and play f5 maybe, yeah? That's one way of doing it.
No,
Yeah, take it and play f5.
this is a fantastic turnaround, right?
Yeah. It's one I've seen so many times
Yeah,
happen in
that's
these Anish Alireza games. In all time controls, actually, even in classical chess.
oh, no, but now we make a
Now he
draw.
has found a draw. Yeah,
Now we make
yeah,
a
yeah.
draw.
Now he's found
Yeah,
a draw. Yeah. Alireza shouldn't have played g4. He should have
yeah.
just king g7, king
He
f6.
rushed it. No, he's unhappy now. Look at him.
Yeah. He's just blundered it. And Anish is just going to take knight into g4, f into g4, rook into g4. And
And
I'm
then
certain Anish knows his way of drawing the rook and bishop versus rook.
no, she's gonna play for the win. Like he'll play rook e4 and then he starts playing for the win.
Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. He has his
No,
2 pawns.
why
Yeah.
not? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he
I
can
would.
play for a win. Yeah, it's probably going to be draw.
No, it's a draw, but
Yeah.
he'll make a few moves and we'll see.
Yeah, he doesn't have to suffer without.
No, we need that
What?
cliche.
Ah, okay. Rook e4 check, rook e6.
It's a roller coaster ride. Roller coaster of a game, right?
Yeah. It's been a seesaw battle between the two. You know, even the cricket commentators, they don't have to exert that much energy because they usually have like 3 commentators on the panel, and I haven't really seen them non-stop talking for a minute or something. One person says something and then the other person says something. They usually have plenty of rest in between the different things they say. It's not like football, where some action is happening every minute, every second. I haven't watched a lot of football, but yeah, I mean, cricket I watched extensively.
No, it should.
And
No, I think the commentary by Arabs are the, I think it's just the craziest.
the
They get
commentary by who?
by Arabs, the Middle Easterns. They get excited over everything. Every single whatever attacking play goes out for a throw in and they get excited.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like it's fun.
Komaro's commentary is exactly like the football commentary. Here it will be Bishop B3 played, Rook B6, and
Yeah.
I cannot go on after that for now.
No, it's impossible to yeah, it's nobody can do what he does.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
They are all masters in the unique things. I can do a pale imitation, but of course,
Do it, man. Come on, do it. Let's just do it.
do it.
We
I tried doing it, but I couldn't do it after. Bishop E5 played, Rook F1, Rook C7 check, and King D5. But why is this not winning? Oh, beauty! Wow, Rook into
Still
F5.
Yeah.
I was wondering, why the evaluation bar is showing as equal. Rook into F5 is amazing.
No, he calculated this.
Yeah, he calculated this. Shaq
Yeah.
did not see this.
Wow.
And after King into F5, it's a draw. I mean, this excitement was not fake excitement.
Wow.
Lovely.
What a way to make a draw, yeah?
Yeah. It's it's typical in the end games to save it like this.
Kai Vaya Shah says GMU guys.
GGMU. What does it mean?
Yeah.
Good game, Manchester United.
Glory.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only United
Do you
fans
watch
will
a lot
know
of
this.
football yourself?
I watch more football than chess.
Wow. For me, that might be true about cricket. And
Rahul Srinivas says, "I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again." Yeah, that's very true. I think that's the cliche of football commentary.
yeah, especially in the FIFA games and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. KTBFFH. Yeah, I know that. I know what that means as well. You can show it. Let's show it.
What?
This Shekhar says KDBFFH. Let's keep the blue flags flying high. That's a Chelsea fan for you.
Yeah, I'm really lost about
Yeah, no, this.
football.
I
I should
think
probably watch it more so I can get better at commentary. So in the next round, we have Alan Picho against Anish Giri, Wesley So against Rajabo, and Levan Oronian against Sergei Karyakin. Dubo Danny against Jan Nepomniachtchi. Um, yeah, sorry. Hikaru against Mamadjaro. Jordan Van Forest against Drendulius Niels. Vasher Lagrave against David Anton Guerrero. And the blockbuster game Ali Reza against Magnus Carlsen. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Same. So
Yeah.
Alriza takes white.
Yeah, Ali Reza takes white, and so far in the game so far, Magnus has really had the measure of Ali Reza. He has had this huge psychological edge against Ali Reza. Even in this Tata Steel, Magnus lost against everyone, but he made sure he had one over Ali Reza.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, but
yeah,
Alriza did beat him in this Banter Blitz, one of these tournaments, right?
yeah.
The match,
But
yeah.
that was, I think,
That
a
was
bit of
some
an
time ago.
exception.
That was some time ago. Yes.
Yeah, 3+0. But otherwise, yeah, I think the Magnus Ali Reza equation is a bit like the Magnus Ali Reza equation is a bit like how Vichy Magnus equation was when back in the time.
Mm-hmm.
Vichy used to beat up Magnus a lot in their initial few games,
Yeah,
and
but yeah, Alriza is a lot younger, I think, than Magnus. Or was Magnus already in the top 20 when he was 17?
yeah, I think so. Magnus's growth was phenomenal. His rise from 2700 to 2800 was, I think, one of the fastest in the history.
Yeah, you have to say that he has very promising career. It's still too early to say whether he's ready to be the world champion in 5 years. I think that wouldn't be fair to put this on him. But yeah, his trajectory has been phenomenal. The chat is now all about football now.
It's not such a bad thing as long as as long as they don't hear our nonsense.
Yeah, Haaland or Mbappe. Like they are two very different players. You cannot really say no to either one, right?
Who?
No, sorry, just again sidetracking into football.
No props, no props.
So Haaland, this two young chaps, they are like the Ali Riza of soccer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I prefer this to anime, so it's a good change for me.
Who talks about anime? AD?
My Hex co-host, who we used to call as the Ghost. No, but of course, jokes aside, he's awesome. Just some questionable choices in life, like his
Choice
opening
of
repertoire.
chess course.
Yeah, choice of chessable board. But that's AD for you. He doesn't complain about what he's given, and
No, but I thought he chose the subject. It wasn't forced down his throat, was it?
Well, with AD, the trick is that you can just say, AD, I challenge you to do this, and he'd be like, challenge accepted. So it's pretty easy to trick AD that way.
Trigger him, yeah?
Yeah. So then I'm guessing chessable people would have been like, AD, come on, if not you, then who can do this B3? And then AD would, oh yeah, you're right, it's true. If not me, who else? And that's it. Okay, I'm going a bit too deep into the chessable AD secrets, but yeah, I can totally imagine this would have been the conversation. AD. Magnus is still not present yet.
Man City, Barca, Bayern. So are there any Man City fans in the chat? Before the game starts.
Man City?
Manchester
Yeah,
City.
I know.
But, oil merchants, yeah. So they basically became relevant after rich owners bought the club. Then they started buying players like crazy. They bought the best manager in the world.
So they're like the St. Louis Chess Club?
It's the Rex Singfield.
Hey, Kevin, can you hold things on for a couple of seconds while I just take a short break? So Ali Reza Magnus is on, and you have this football vibe going. I'll just be back.
Sure, go ahead, man.
Yeah, thanks.
D4, knight f6, knight f3. Maybe a London is coming. Man City and PSG are St. Louis Chess Club. Yeah, can't argue with that. It's just so annoying, Like, I'm a Man United fan, and somehow I don't really mind if Manchester City wins every year, because they are not really, like, to me, they are not. They are like a fantasy team. Yeah, Rahul, you're right. Like, we spend a lot of money, but at least this is money that's self-generated. It's not taken from some bottomless pit, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Man City plays a really attractive brand of football. Like, I love watching them play, but a lot of this is just not real. Do you think Ronaldo will come back to United? Or yeah, I'll take him back anytime. If you can do a Pogba and Ronaldo swap with Juventus, we'll take it. So E3. I don't have control over the arrows, so I can't draw as well as Srinath. But this is a Coley system, guys. It's not really the London. So generally they want to go B3, Bishop B2, which is called the Coley Zukertort, or the pure Coley goes white goes short castle and C3. Srinath, how are you doing this?
Yeah,
You're back, yeah?
I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, baby, I'm back.
Where am I from? I'm from Singapore.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Anish has a night off in his game. We'll just have that up shortly. So how was your conversation while I was away with the chat?
It was like 30 seconds, and I had the opportunity to vent my frustrations on Man City. Like,
Why? Is it like
yeah.
one of your favorite teams?
No, I mean, I don't hate them. I just think that they are not a real team because they have so much money. So I don't even mind if they win the title every year because people just know that they just have rich owners.
But all the football clubs have a lot of money, right?
But they don't pay money like how Man City does. So if they buy, say, a goalkeeper, they don't like him, they buy another one right away for like 70 million pounds.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
sure that even the City fans recognize this. It's not their fault, right? Like that they have
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. True.
But just I don't even mind if they win every single title because they're not real, in my opinion. Night off. This is
Yeah.
the old classical line, yeah.
It's actually isn't this same line which Anish recommends in his course? Isn't it?
I for some reason I cannot quite remember.
Oh, that's normal.
Yeah,
I mean, with us,
yeah.
when we don't play regularly, I think we don't remember as well as those who do play and who are
Don't
constantly in
they?
touch.
Yeah, are they supposed to play? Yeah, okay, H4 and F5, I suppose. No, but this is a very old line. Like it's so old that nobody plays this anymore. Only Anish who, maybe after Anish recommended this.
Kevin, at
Bhishma,
what age did you get GM title?
36. So about a couple of years ago. One thing I can tell you, Bish Mahendra, that's too kind. Like, have I given you something? Like,
Okay. Family is lucky they got you. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. But yeah, I
yeah,
mean, in India, people do say such things. We are very, very kind, especially to, guests.
yeah, too kind, too kind.
In India, they say Atiti Devo Bhava, which means, that the guest is the priority. The guest
Mm-hmm.
is like God.
That's
And
fantastic. Yeah,
yeah.
I wish everyone thinks like that.
I think it's also common to a lot of Asian cultures, no?
Mm-hmm.
Or even you wish everyone thought
Well,
you're God.
no, I mean, I don't think Singaporeans are like that in general.
Hmm.
As in, they will make your the guests feel comfortable. But they wouldn't like figuratively or literally treat them like God.
Yeah, I mean, practically, I don't think.
The- can you switch board?
Flipboard, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no. No, I'm just. It wasn't my request. I'm just repeating what the chat is
yeah,
saying.
may I ask? But if I get more requests from chat, I will do that. But
Yeah.
sometimes people don't like it when they are watching and I switch board and it disturbs their eyes.
Let me check the cost. Like whether this is still in the. Nah, I don't have enough time for that. The thing about Chessable is that you have to go into search through the files and see where the relevant line is.
Yeah, you cannot just do a FEN based search.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not so easy.
Yeah, no, I can answer that question for you.
Bayern is also like PSG. But look, Bayern doesn't have a rich owner. Like they built their money through years and years of good management and success on the pitch, right? But yeah, I will agree that the German league is sort of like a farmers league where Bayern just buys out all the best players in Germany. But my point is, the money is earned through their success on the pitch and through good management. Yeah,
Okay, Kevin. So
yeah.
Anish went B5 in his. Anish went Bishop E7 in his course. He plays this. Yeah. So he plays B5 first.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, he plays Bishop E7 first. In this game, Black inserted B5, and then after A3, he went Bishop E7 here.
It's probably a good insertion. Yeah.
Yeah, probably a good insertion. And of course, Anish, he knows all these intricacies quite well, yeah. And I think Alan is probably one of those opponents whom he will probably outplay. And I'm not going to read out what May Ask just said loudly. Uh, I think yeah, Anish uh, is probably going to outprepare Alan, and good chance that he will score his first win of the tournament.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. But Alan is like a very aggressive player, I think. Right.
Yeah, Alan, he
Yeah.
won the battle of the wildcards recently. He won a qualifier, and he
Mm-hmm.
managed
Mm-hmm.
to uh, qualify into this. And I think he's the only South American player here, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So the E6 pawn is under pressure now. Anish, if he plays E5, then white has knight D5.
95. Yeah.
Yeah. It's curious why I mispronounce this white and black so much, even when I'm doing recordings and stuff. I quite often. So yeah, I think Anish might play Queen E5 here.
Mm-hmm.
Knight off feels like such an old opening, like an old friend. Knight C6 here.
I missed
Queen
this,
E1 check.
to be
King
honest.
D2. Queen
King
into
D2.
B2. Knight into B4. Queen into B4. But good compensation for the exchange.
Yeah. Threatening Queen D4. Mm.
Yeah. His Nihal's true rating 2700 plus. Well, in online, yes. In FIDE, it's 2620. Now, by true rating, if you mean what his rating is supposed to be. Now, these guessworks, yeah, I mean, why not make a guess? It's not like people are going to sue me if I'm wrong. So I'd just go ahead and say yes. You know Freakonomics, right?
I I don't know. I don't know it as well as I should.
Yeah, but you know that there's a
Yeah.
certain thing called Freakonomics, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they wrote something called Think Like a Freak. And back in the days when I used to travel extensively, I used to listen to these things like audiobooks when I was on travel and stuff. And that they make this point about experts making predictions, and they can really make whatever predictions they want, because if they get things wrong, it's not like anyone's going to hold them accountable.
And yeah, at some point you wonder what's the whole point, right? Like,
Yeah, but if they make the predictions right, then those things get noticed. Then they are like, yeah, I told you so.
yeah, very true. Very
So
true. Very true.
if
Yeah.
you happen to be an expert at something, you can freely make the predictions, and
Yeah,
We
and if you
yeah.
and if you're not an expert in that area, and then you get it right, and people will just say that it's luck. It's just luck.
Yeah, if you're not an expert, then listen to the experts and follow their recommendations. Like if they say Wesley So is going to win, feel free to bet on Wesley So. And
Mm-hmm.
if Magnus Carlsen is going to win, I mean, if they say Magnus is going to win, then probably he is. That's the trick, my friends. That's the trick of life. Yeah, the board, I mean, few moves have been made. So just give me a second. Yeah, it's been updated now. So, well, yeah, Queen B6 was played, F into E6, F into E6, and this is the present position. I still like Anish's chances. I think Anish will win this game. That's
Yeah,
another prediction I'm making. Chat, you
like
can keep
B
this. Yeah,
like B3 rook takes D4 would be a nice touch.
yeah. So chat, feel free to keep this score of my correct predictions versus wrong predictions. So far it's 1-0. I predicted that Wesley So will win last time, and it happened. This tournament I'm going for Magnus. So if Magnus wins, it will be 2 out of 2. And here I predict that actually it's 2 out of 2 already, yeah, because last game I said Anish will probably not win. So it's 2 out of 2. And if Anish wins this game, it will be 3 out of 3. And if Magnus wins this tournament, it will be 4 out of 4. So let's see, yeah.
Are we
Make
doing
sure.
this premium membership giveaways?
No, we are not doing this premium membership giveaways yet. But
We should do this in the finals. If you indeed do a broadcast, you should flag this up too. Yeah.
yeah. But but yeah, we do have some plans. So make sure you are part of the Discord. Everything will be related to the Discord. So being in the Discord, it's kind of like you belong to this Chess 24 India community. Apart from having subscribed to the channel, which is also important. These two parameters are uh, important, and we'll be having relevant events for sure. Meanwhile, do you want to check out the Ali Reza Magnus game?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is the present position. Ali Reza does not seem to be doing badly. He looks so close to the screen. Typical parent might be worried for their child if their circle goes to the screen.
Didn't I say that in one of the streams? Yeah,
You
you
did?
guys. Yeah, you guys slapped in Singapore if you do this.
Ah, yeah. I remember. Yeah. The position, although it does seem a bit dull for the moment, yeah.
Yeah, but strategically, like White's position looks a little bit more attractive. Like the knight on
Yeah,
e5 is a good focal point to get things moving either on the king or the queen side. Yeah, knight takes e5. Don't really like
take
it.
with the queen or a pawn. I think take with the pawn.
Yeah, I don't think Ali Riza will change queens this early in the game.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. He will take and then somehow try to put a knight on d4. But it's not so
Yeah,
easy.
he has taken. Knight e4 did. That I did not expect.
Mm.
Oh, why? Because I was not paying attention. Because it is the obvious move. There's no reason for surprise.
Yeah.
So the point is, if white captures this pawn, then after rook into d1, queen into d1, bishop into e4, black is just better. And if white does not capture this, then black has these nice pieces centralized. Yeah, it's a pretty good position. Knight c3 check is a threat. So what Alireza can do, perhaps, is to take bishop into e4, d into e4, and knight c4. Yeah, that's what he has
Yeah,
done.
yeah, quite nice.
Yeah,
It's probably still about level. Yeah, what do you think?
yeah. The position is about level 2. But okay, I'm honestly influenced by the evaluation bar, and I'm thinking of ways to justify it, to try and equalize as black. Bishop a6 looks nice to me.
No,
Pin
queen
this.
e4. I will
Yeah,
take
you
the
take
rook.
first and then queen into e4, and I thought here black should be able to claim some compensation. Or, even go back bishop b7, take this pawn on g2.
Hmm.
Should be possible, yeah. And take it with. But
Rook,
then
rook,
white just moves the rook to
rook.
c3.
Yeah, rook c3 and knight d6.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And how is the idea of taking bishop into c4 and
Yeah,
then coming rook d2?
I was thinking of rook c3. I didn't realize e5 was hanging.
Ah, okay.
With bishop d5. Yeah.
Yeah, bishop d5. Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah.
No, this doesn't work. So you have to take. Presumably with the queen. So you can go
Yeah, but
rook
if you
f3.
take with the queen, I can take this pawn, no? So this looks equal to me.
This is equal. Yeah. Take on c7 followed by rook f3.
Yeah, rook d7.
Bishop c3.
Yeah, we are incredibly deep. It's like we are playing a game. But yeah, I see what you're saying. White has that minute advantage, practically. So I think Magnus must come up with something nice and strong here. Well, as our boy Anish won already. You want to move there?
Just looking at the evaluation bars, I see Danny Dubov is winning against Jan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we can look at this one first. Rook b2. What is this? What is going on?
How did this happen? Uh,
No,
Alan he just gave up.
no
Yeah,
he decided that to go for the attack.
yeah, he just gave up his pawn and queen
Yeah,
f7 check incoming.
I think he just didn't want to play. He couldn't play b3 and he couldn't work out like a good way to defend. So
Ah, yeah, because of this rook into d4, rook
because
into
of rook
d4,
d4.
knight b3 check. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he just decided to let's go for the Q. It's
Yeah.
probably a good practical decision.
Yeah, also, he has given up the b2 pawn, but his b file is defended by this knight on c3.
For the time being.
So it's not like.
But like knight a4 is a very serious threat.
What's the point? Ah, rook b1 check. Yeah,
Yeah, rook
that's nice.
b1.
Let's show it to the chat. So, random move with white for illustrative purposes. Knight a4, removing the defender. And if white takes, then rook b1 check first. King d2,
Yeah,
queen into d4 check. This is
and
nice.
and then you take a4.
Yeah, you take the whole house. So queen into g7 played, rook e8. We haven't asked any questions to the chat so far. Yeah, I think I think we should probably do that a bit more. Be interactive. Rook e8, and I've also not found suitable places to ask questions. Good
Yeah,
questions.
because the usual questions would be who is your favorite player from the tournament, who would you want to win the tournament, and then half, like 75% of the responses would be probably
Magnus,
the Magnus, and then the others would be split between Anish and Wesley, maybe more towards Anish.
because of the Indian broadcast, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anish is the adopted son of the YouTube India soil. So rook 8 on the board, and let's see if Anish goes 3 out of 3. So meanwhile, chat is eager; they are primed up, and they want us to ask them questions. So Rahul Goel supports Duda. What about Duo,
But
guys? Okay, chat. Here is a question for you. So let's say if white plays e5 and black takes d into e5, here what move should white play? No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
it's a
Uh,
legit question. Yeah,
yeah, it's
it
a legit
is.
question. Yeah, yeah,
You only have one answer.
yeah. Only one answer.
Like if you do Puzzle Storm, like oh, you can only get one answer. Puzzle Storm sometimes you have like 3 or 4 different answers.
Yeah,
Yeah, but here you just have one move.
yeah.
They are answering the questions that we didn't ask.
No, that was a previous question. Yeah, there's a 10-15 second difference in transmission.
No, as in we said that we shouldn't be asking this because these are the standard questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Enigma is correct already. 19d6 is checkmate. True. It's a double check. In India, we are doing this chess in schools project. So recently, I had this task of training the teachers who teach in the chess in schools, and it's filled with examples like this. You teach what is a checkmate, then you show different kinds of checkmate, and then you start with mate in once, and then move on to mate in two, and
Do
yeah,
you do you do you know the names of every checkmating patterns?
not everyone, but I did look through Wikipedia, like Boden's mate, and the history of it. There's something called lolly mate. Queen h6, pawn f6, and the queen mates in the fianchetto. This is named after the Italian player Giambattista Lolli, who lived in the, I think, 19th century. And I was doing this hand and brain with Hari Krishna, and I got a chance to do exactly that. We mated our opponent in exactly that way. Queen on h6, pawn on f6.
Queen on Queen on. Sorry, come again. Queen on
H6, pawn on
yeah.
f6.
Queen on h6, pawn on f6.
Yeah, and king g8. So queen g7 mate.
Queen g7 mate. Okay.
Yeah. So it's called as lolly mate.
Do you know what a app? I don't
A
even know how to
pull-out
pronounce.
mate. Yeah. It's with
I
the queen on e6, king on e8, rook f8, rook d8. The king has two pieces on his side. Like, yeah, here if the bishop on c8 was a rook and white queen was on d6, it's epaulette because it resembles this epaulette worn on these army uniforms.
wow, I didn't know the origin of the yeah.
Yeah, I had
But
to.
I executed it once in a tournament game.
Oh, nice. Against
Yeah,
who?
the guy was very sporting. I even have the game.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah,
Who
like
was your
he's
opponent?
a 2000 rated chess coach in Singapore. So
Okay. Epaulette mate. And yeah, I mean, I researched the whole thing when I had to teach them, because it's kind of fun for these kids when they have some name to identify with.
I think Chessable has this course, right? On the checkmating manual or something like that.
Yeah. They do.
So
they
this
do.
guy, this guy Geert, he was telling he was telling me that not just the courses, not just GMs. It doesn't need to be a GM who wrote the course. Because I think an IM wrote the course. I think John Bartholomew.
Yeah.
And then he said it was so well like that even 2650s like review the course. And then I think he wrote something like that on Twitter.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
I texted him and I said, "No, come on, like show it to me. I don't believe this." And then he sent a screenshot of Erwin Lamy like going through every single move of the course. Like, didn't believe it.
I might also do that after the stream, because it's relevant information in teaching.
So this is beautiful, yeah. E5 and knight D5, like you family fork. But okay, like
Yeah.
rook B1 check. But
Yeah. 95, it attacks everything. So
you
rook
need
b1
a
check,
king on
king d2,
C7.
knight into e4 check, and white loses
Yeah.
this. So chat, here is another question. What move should white play here after e5? Let's go. Knight d5 doesn't work because of rook b1 check and knight d4 check. So then how should white exploit this move e5? Why cannot Anish play this? Chess and schools. Do you have
No,
chess and schools in
chess.
Singapore?
No, you might have seen that I'm contesting to run for like the Singapore Chess Federation elections, and this chess in schools thing is one of the agenda, for us. Like it has always been a challenge.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because
If you,
it's
yeah,
first if we manage to win, and then we should try to make some inroads into this chess in schools program. We have some schools that have chess as part of their core curriculum, but it's only a few limited schools who do that. And it's because the teachers in the school believe it. It's not systemic, it's more like individual.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need any help with the chess and schools in terms of the teaching the trainers, feel free to hit me up and I'll
Definitely we need yeah. I mean, obviously first we have to win the elections, and then after that we need to think of a strategy. Because it's not just about chess players' interest, right? Not just like we are doing this for chess. It's also doing this for the kids because chess is
yeah,
fundamentally good for kids.
true. The chat, someone suggested knight f5, bishop d7 and knight f5. This was suggested by Enigma. But here the problem is after knight into d7, your queen is attacked. So this is still possible, but I think it's not
But
the
this
main
is
goal.
nice. This is nice as well, actually. Knight d7, knight e6, king e8, queen h8, king f7, rook f1, king
Oh,
e6, queen g8
nice.
mate. Yeah, this is quite nice.
Nice. So, so you have to go king c8, yeah?
Yeah, king c8, queen e7, and maybe there's some draw.
Queen e3 check,
Yeah, queen e3 check,
rook
and
d2.
some
I'm not sure
and
if,
no draw. Yeah,
yeah,
no draw.
because after queen into c3, you just crash in, yeah, with queen e8 check. Yeah, it looks like there are several wins. My initial thought was to take queen into e7 check, king into e7, and knight d5 check. But I think this is also nice for white because there is a outside passer, but maybe this doesn't work at all, because after king d8, no, king d8, knight into b6, I thought black can take bishop into h3 first with a double
Oh, but
attack.
knight c6 is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
knight c6 check. Yeah. So in this case, you have to take like rook into b6, and after knight move somewhere, knight f5 or something. White might not be Yeah, the e4 pawn is hanging.
Yeah,
So
knight takes
I think,
e4.
yeah, white
Black
might
is
not be better.
even black is even better. To be honest, I also thought queen takes e7 wins. It just looks so tempting, right?
Yeah. So I think
There are
yeah,
some
Enigma
moves.
was I couldn't crack Enigma this time.
But bishop d7, you could take the d4 knight. But
Yeah,
then
but then knight d5, yeah.
knight d5 I give
No,
a
it's the
check.
same rook b1 and knight d4 check.
Yeah, I give a check. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so we cracked it. It's ed4 wins.
Yeah, it crack it. So it's not clear, yeah, what happens after.
Maybe e5 is very strong, you know.
But yeah, just knight f5 should do the trick maybe, because after
Yeah,
bishop at f5 there's rook
rook
into
d6.
d6 check.
Yeah, that's rook d6. Although, yeah, okay. I thought knight d7, but okay.
Yeah, I was calculating that rook into d6, knight d7.
Queen f,
And
queen f8, rook e8.
yeah, queen f8. The problem is maybe this is exciting, yeah, because king c7, you have knight d5 check.
No, I thought rook e8.
Yeah, rook e8. I
So,
was also calculating this.
what is this position? And queen f6, rook e7 draw. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, the game seems to have moved on, as May I ask very politely points out. Yeah, but yeah, Alan has like less than 30 seconds, so he took rook into e7, rook into e7, queen f6, queen a5, queen f8 check, king c7, queen into e7. This is the present position. Anish is down a piece. He's set to regain it with queen a1 check,
No, this is lost.
king
This is
d2, rook into d4.
just totally lost. Yeah. Yeah.
But why
Looks
is
like
the
no, I take c3.
So the
I take d4 and then
yeah. So there it goes, guys. Anish's first win, as I predicted. I told you so. It's going to be 3 out of 3.
No, you're right. Like Anish is completely in this element. Yeah. So looks like a very clean and typical night off game as well.
Yeah, I mean, in night off, if you out prepare your opponent like this, you will probably set them problems that they cannot solve within limited time.
Yeah.
So I think he understood that Alan is someone he can do this against. You know, he can pick something.
Now,
yeah.
Shankland will say that this position is a train wreck for white.
Now just play queen into c3. And why is he thinking though? Are we missing something? Or is the evaluation bar just stuck?
No, he might want. I don't know.
I think evaluation bar is stuck.
Nah, it cannot be equal. This is just winning.
Yeah, he has taken queen into c3. Yeah, this is lost. Yeah.
Knight takes and then 94.
Yeah, it's just lost. The bar is stuck. Okay, so maybe move on to the other heavyweight.
So no, just one more move, like bishop e6, queen f2. And
king d1 is queen d2 mate, and king d3 is knight c5 check, and knight d6. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm eager about this Magnus Alireza, because here it actually looks like Alireza.
What's happening in the game?
He's a pawn up.
Okay, counting exercise.
Oh, I should have asked you this one. It went like we envisaged it would. You know, the bishop a6, bishop a4. Yeah. and Magnus got stuck in a position where I don't think he enjoyed it. And
Yeah, but this should be fine, right? Like for black, no.
well, black is the one holding, yeah. White is trying to win.
Okay, how do we make a draw easily for black? Is there a way? I think he's just going queen d5, queen d7.
Yeah, I think he's just holding this position, holding this. Well, may I ask, you're not sounding rude because the trick is to ask anything by adding something before that, like please do this, please do that. And I think that comes prefixed with your name. So you just have to say, may I ask to flip the board, and it already does not sound rude. Nice trick. I see what you did there. Saurav is also doing the same. See, the thing is, Raja's games so far, all three have ended in a draw. Yeah, it's kind of been solid. Whereas we saw a lot of sparkly fireworks in the Anish game. So that has led to the policy choice of having Anish's game.
Magnus is playing for the win. So
Wow.
so
What?
the idea is that he wants to play queen d5 and queen f3. And
Yeah, this is a, yeah.
there's no queen a8.
It's a nice illustration of, the fixation of pawns, yeah, all on light squares here. And the white pawns are all on dark squares. So these pawns are, on the same color as the bishop. So queen b4 has been played. And
So now queen d5, queen f3 doesn't work because of a5, and black has to prepare for this.
yeah, so king c6 played, but I don't really see how Magnus is going to keep up this charade of playing for a win for long.
Yeah.
Okay, queen f8. It's probably going. Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Already.
draw. Yeah,
Yeah.
queen f8 draw. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's tune into some interesting and exciting games. So Anish has won his game, and MVL's game is still going on. But the game I really want. Okay, it already
Whoa,
ended.
93, 93, bro. Look at this 93.
Wow.
But it's not working.
Everything is hanging in this position. What's going on here?
So king f6. No, you take the rook with knight. You promote the knight. Yeah, now it's over. And king g6, bishop f7. Bishop f7. Like,
Beautiful. You have to
You
take the
it.
queen with the check. Yeah.
Yeah, you take everything,
Yeah.
Yeah, bishop f7 played.
Yeah.
What is this game? No, but you should show the line when when white takes the queen somehow.
Without a check, yeah.
Yeah, without the
Oh
check.
yeah, like for example, if white took and promoted it to a queen, then it's checkmate even if white is down by a queen and a rook. Amazing, yeah.
So always be alert.
Yeah.
Especially on king safety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So that brings an end to all the games of the round 3. Anish won against Alan. So we have 3 out of 3, my score. Anish's score is only 2 out of 3. So Wesley drew against Raja. 1.5 out of 3, 1.5 out of 3. And Aronian defeated Sergei Karyakin, the Minister of Defense, who has lost 2 consecutive games now. Not something that happens that frequently, but it does happen. Dubo defeated Jan Nepomniachtchi. He's not playing the Catalan, but playing Catalan in the previous events has brought him into such a form that the after effects continue even when he's not playing the actual opening. That's what happens with good openings. Hikaru drew against Mamediaro, and Jordan Van Forest lost against Niels Grundelius. MVL defeated David Anton in the game that we just saw, and Ali Reza drew against Magnus. How did Raja win round 4? No, of course not. What is this forum?
Round
He's
4 has
playing again.
started?
No. It would be
Yeah.
15 more minutes to start,
Mhm.
and we're not covering the entire broadcast. We we cover only a part of it as we don't have any Indians playing. So for today, we end the broadcast here. For the rest of the games, feel free to check out the stream of the Chess 24 stream of Liko and Tanya for the rounds 4 and 5. The link published in the chat box. And thanks a lot for joining, Kevin. It was fun and pleasure as always.
Same, likewise. Thanks very much to the viewers for
Yeah,
your
wonderful
engagement.
viewers. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning up, for staying through, and we'll see you tomorrow at around the same time at the beginning. We had a few glitches today. My apologies for that, for the glitches at the beginning. But I think once Kevin joined, everything fell into place perfectly, as it always happens. So thanks for that as well, Kevin.
Yeah.
And
I take full credit to that. Thanks everyone.
yeah, thanks everyone, and see
Have
you
a
guys
have a
tomorrow at 9:20, where we'll be back with Anisha's games and Raja and all the others.
have a very good night, guys. Bye.